Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. It's time for another Core Class Kingdom Transformer review, and this time around we're taking a look at Megatron. This Megatron toy was sent to me by a friend of the channel. Longtime friend Rosie sent this to me for my birthday. Among other things which I won't discuss on the channel, but Transformer related, she sent me this figure because I was having a very hard time finding it. Of course, now I can find him. But at any rate, I do want to thank my friend for finding it and sending it to me for my birthday. So a nicely done version of Megatron. Unfortunately, it's not made up more to look like his Generation 1 form. It takes a lot more of its design aesthetics from the recently released Earthrise version. But again, it also has its own differences, especially since, as on the Earthrise one, we put the tank treads on Megatron's back. Whereas on the Core Class figure here, the tank treads stay folded outward. So as you can imagine, those will interfere with things. Let's get the big one out of the way for the moment. And then once again, take a better look at our small figure. We'll take a look at his articulation now so we can see what he has. The head can turn from side to side. It's unfortunately not on a ball joint, so it will not move up and down. His arms can be raised out to the side, about so far. And yes, that can be done with the other one, but you may have to adjust the fusion cannon a bit to get it out. The arms do rotate at the shoulder, but they only go up so far due to the tread guards being in the way. You can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees with relative ease. And as his elbow is on a bit of a ball joint, it does have a swivel at the bicep, so Megatron can do the G.I. Joe battle grip. Megatron can be twisted here at his hips. Remove his arms out of the way, he can do a full splits. His legs do rotate at the thighs. You can raise his leg at the hip just above 90 degrees, and you can bend his leg at the knee 90 degrees. So all in all, Megatron does have a fair amount of articulation, but it is slightly less than on many of the other Core Class figures. Megatron does come with a lone accessory. It is this handgun. Early design photos of it were intended to claim that it was meant to be an homage to the Generation 1's alternate mode, and it does partially capture the alt mode of the original. Of course, the original toy was made to transform into a Walther P-38 with a stock, a scope, and a silencer, being made to resemble a gun used from the Man from U.N.C.L.E. TV series. And this one's kind of close. It has the barrel that's similar in shape to the P-38, and it does have a scope at the top. So I'd say it's a partial homage, but it's not a true homage. However, there is a way on this figure that you can make it look like the Generation 1 cartoon figure, as he does have a couple of holes here on his back. You can plug the gun in, into one of these holes with the barrel sticking up. And then Megatron will bear some resemblance to the animation model from the G1 cartoon. All of which we'll play more in when we finally get the Ark released later this year. Because all these core class figures will be able to fit inside the Ark and be able to be used for a display piece or a playset. That sounds pretty wicked. Okay, it's time to transform Megatron. And I will warn you, this one's a little bit more complicated than what it seems. First thing we got to do is we take the fusion cannon here and we rotate it around so it's pointing the opposite way. Then next we got to cover the hands, because the hands have a hinge on them that rotates them, but it rotates up a set of armor like that. We got to do the same thing here for the other hand. Well, for this one, for the left hand, you just turn the whole hand like that. And it turns the whole forearm, whereas on the right hand, it just has the one hinge. Alright, so once you've done that, then we come around here to his backside, and we're going to raise up this back portion and fold it out front like so. And then now, back here at his shoulders, the arms should fold up and the post here on the one arm should be lined up to plug into the hole at the top of the fusion cannon. Should have something like that. And then, of course, once you've got that lined up, there's these posts that are down here underneath the arms, and they should connect to a couple of holes on the forearms to hold that in place. Then once you've got that secured, we'll come back up here to the front, and we fold in this section of the tank. Just exactly like that. Then we will rotate Megatron at the hips to get his legs out back like that. And then his legs will separate here at the knee where it'll split the covering out like so. And you'll see right in here there's a special hinge in the knee that will allow you to bring the leg down to the side, and you just line it up to connect it with the other half of the tread. This may take a bit of doing. There we go, because some of this figure is a little on the stiff side, but it should all bend together. Bend together and snap. Yeah, mine unsnapped, so there we go. Get it all re-snapped into place. Make a couple adjustments here to get everybody all lined up. And once you've got everybody lined up in there correctly, all you do is plug back into the gun, into the fusion cannon at the front, and then there you have Megatron in his tank mode. And of course, it looks slightly different from the previous tank. But I'm guessing it's more meant to try to be an homage to this tank here, the Earthrise tank. Since that, of course, was the last one received. And it's trying its best to emulate it a bit, but clearly it's not doing it as well. And at any rate, the unfortunate downside to it, to go even further with that, is there are no wheels underneath the fake treads, so Megatron just slides on the table. And you don't want to do that too much, because that will eventually eat up this silver paint that the tank treads are made to have for them. So now we get to my thoughts. What do I think of this figure? Again, like with all the core class figures, I do like them. Especially since this is a rather inexpensive way to get some of the more popular Transformer figures and get them into your collection at a reasonable price. If you happen to find these on the store shelves, the $10 price tag really isn't too bad for them. The problem I have with Megatron is the tank mode just looks goofy. I mean, I can see they're trying to go for the look of the Earthrise one, but it does fall a little bit short of it. I know some people will probably gripe about Megatron coming with a second gun, but the Generation 1 version had a chrome gun that everybody tends to forget about. So, I've got no real gripe with Megatron having a second gun. And like I said, if you don't want to use it, just plug it into his back, and then he looks like more how he looked in the cartoon. So that should work out to appease most fans. But all in all, I think the best thing with these core figures will be to reserve judgment on a lot of them until the Arc comes out and we see how they look all set up in it. At any rate, that concludes my review of the core class version of Megatron. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please leave me a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and join our ranks. Make sure to ring the bell so you'll be notified when we post new content. We also ask that you share this video with your friends and fellow collectors. That's what helps this channel grow. And also, share your thoughts about Megatron in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.